All right. December 15th. The time of full moon was like 2 minutes past 4 o'clock, 4:02 a.m. You know. So, what was the new moon? New moon was in Scorpio, Anuradha. That's the field of transformation, secrets, scandals, pain and suffering, things like flashbacks, just emotional instability. It's kind of like a keyword, volatile emotions. Fiery or smoldering, kind of seething and deep. Full moon is in Taurus. Full moon exalts and is in office, moolatrikona and Taurus. So these emotions are very stable and grounded and practical. Emotionally stable and content, happy. You know what I'm saying? Comfortable. Moon is with Jupiter in Taurus. That's Gaja Kasari Yoga. That makes it kind of like royal, inspirational, just larger than life. Jupiter expands whatever he touches, so the pleasant, favorable mood is expanded with grace, knowledge, learning, good ethic, you know. So the flashbacks and the feeling of a lack of foundation, you know, the grace is that there's grace in there. It's like you know, certain things might come up. Maybe it's cringy, maybe it's like ooh, spooky, and you kind of get through that. You ground yourself. Very favorable. So the energy of Taurus is earthy and steady. Full moon in Taurus. Earthy and steady. And Taurus is the field of stability, values, and things that you value or are fond of, your resources, your possessions. The star is Mrigashira. It is a star of searching, seeking joy and fulfillment, sometimes escaping, running away from problems. You know what I'm saying? Right? Mrigashira is lorded over by Soma. Soma is the mind, moon, memory, hormones, endocrine system. You know, he helps relay messages. He helps give the environment for things to travel and go to the different sections of the body. Soma relates to the body. Soma and somatic relates to the body, right? Distinguished from the mind. So what I say, moon is in moolatrikona, so it's strong, bring positive results to the mood, the happiness, the peace of mind, the domestic life, ideally, right? Grounded, practical instincts, pleasant and charming. Earthy, steady, and comforting. So 5 questions for moon and Taurus, right? 1, have I been lazy or overly self-indulgent this month? 2, have I been obsessed with money or status symbols? 3, have I been stubborn, jealous, or possessive? 4, have I been doing too much comfort eating? And then 5, have I done enough exercise? So there's 5 questions, right? The last one, I can say no. I went to the gym. I was sore for like 2 days afterwards, and I was like, I don't do enough. I ain't even stretched really before this, you know. So you just re-energize your life. You know, Scorpio had you, new moon in Scorpio had you under a rock or in a hole somewhere. Just having flashbacks, your mood swings. And then Taurus, you finally get a grip and you be like, alright, I ain't get my mind right. You know what I'm saying? So just find a balance between all of your feelings and what you can practically do about life. You know, you just take it day by day, really. So, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury. Jupiter's retrograde in Taurus with the moon. Mars is retrograde in Cancer. Feel me? And then Mercury is retrograde in Scorpio. You see what I'm saying? So, with 3 planets being retrograde, it shows that overall, a lot of us will be reflecting upon things of the past, or just past things could come back up. So Mars, past anger, past effort, things that you put your effort into. Mercury is friends or conversations with people from the past, even younger people, younger siblings, right? And Jupiter is just past teaching, past or thinking about ethics, how one has not necessarily conducted, but the principles that a person go by, right? So the aspects of course to the moon is that one. Moon opposite Sun and Mercury. You dig? Moon opposite or Moon Mercury is Moon opposite Mercury. We'll say square or opposite because it's just like the ones that bring friction. The thoughts turn towards personal or emotional matters. You might want to postpone decisions and communication or conversations and wait for a more clear-headed time. The energy is fickle and uncertain. It's a self-conscious tendency, right? Mercury is lord of expression. I like how one expresses themselves. So his retrograde and receiving this kind of hard aspect from the moon is just saying, be careful how you express yourself. The way you think you appear, it's not the way that people view you right now. So misunderstandings are likely. You just take your time and just take your time. Ease into it if you got to, but I would do it like this, right? I think about Dracula. You can't really come inside the junk unless you get an invite. So unless you get an invite, it could really be misunderstood. You might not know what a person got going on, right? How they might be feeling about things. And then Mercury is finance lord, so it just might show a lack of financial objectivity. Feel me? How to find moon? I ain't put moon, sun. Well, moon opposite sun, it shows, full moon just says that the conscious and unconscious influences are at odds and they need a balance. Certain things is coming out. You feel me? There's opposition. These things is going to be brought out. Sun is fourth lord from the moon. So he is lord of the home and personal life. So there could be some upsets, unexpected changes going on at home in the personal life with the mother, maybe with the education, you feel me, family life, vehicles, all of that's going on. So domestic discord also, because fourth lord and a sign of changes and scandals, right? You feel me? So yeah. And I ain't gonna back, like where I'm at, bro, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I do know new moon in school. I had to keep repeating. I'm like, what the fuck? Unexpected. Suddenly. All of the sudden. You know what I'm saying? So much. And it's real volatile. It's like, damn, everybody in they little spots, they beefing hard as a bitch. Like to the point you can hear through the paper ass walls, man. And they dealing with Scorpio shit, scandals, shit like maybe cheating, but just secrets, unexpected, like, oh man, you know. And yeah, I don't be trying to be nosy, but I be looking for, I'm an observer, so I'm hearing it, and it sounds like they just having flashbacks of they bringing up old shit. Or old things happen now. It's just flashbacks and total emotional instability. And oh my gosh, how could you on both sides? And then they start getting into something that's, hold on, now they ask you questions about, well, was it this and was it that? It's like, they getting caught up in the dick and pussy part of Scorpio. They getting caught up in the sexual part of Scorpio, but not the fucking part of where you just supposed to surrender. You know what I'm saying? The part where you're supposed to just kind of begin to turn towards God and Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? So take it easy. You feel me? Don't be beefing. Don't be beating each other up over nothing. You either hungry or you horny. You just need a hug and a kiss, right? So Moon with Jupiter, yeah, we said royal disposition, good mood, self-indulgent, wants to spend time with friends, might want to party and have fun. Jupiter is Lord of just suddenly. So don't take any loans or no favors at this time. Jupiter is Lord of malice too. Jupiter is friend lord, so he'll want to be around people and friends. Good time to socialize, right? Yeah, we say Moon Mercury. Moon is going to be trine Venus. Venus is with Pluto and Capricorn, so it's kind of like intense attractions, intense way of relating. You dig what I'm saying? Very, very deep, intense lust, love, or just the enjoyment for things. Venus and Capricorn. What is Capricorn? Strategic, practical. Yeah, but we just say strategic, right? And steadfast. So strategic and steadfast love, well planned, methodical love, and way to enjoy things, right? So Moon and Venus, Moon contact, yeah, increases intimacy and relationships with others. Venus is Lord of Moon, so personal popularity increases, and Lord of Work, and support at work increases. The mood and feelings with the women is more favorable. Right? Moon is square Saturn, so Moon square or opposite Saturn kind of could create slight depression, some melancholy, some frustration, some setbacks, some delays. Dig what I'm saying? Those are beautiful. Right? Bad mood, melancholy, mild depression. But that was probably before the lunation, right? Not especially communicative, preferring solitude, seen as being cold and uncaring. Difficulty expressing emotions, lonely, isolated. That might be the feeling. Saturn is Lord of Karma, right? Natural Lord of Karma, and then the Lord of Karma in the 10th house, right? So the responsibility of career and actual like karmic debts or karmic responsibilities weigh a bit heavier during this time. It's also Lord of Fortune and optimism, faith. So it could be a struggle with optimism, but because your own sign, it's just like you got a real sense of expansion and reaching your fortune. Like you're just very focused. You're not so just, oh yeah, I believe this, and nah, like you actually see it and you work towards it, right? With that. So the star is Mrigashira. Mrigashira means the doe or deer head. It shows timidness, but also vigilance. Deer, their ability to sense things is incredible, right? Their ability to sense danger. It gives them a fleeting kind of temperament. Deer is the vehicle to Soma, the moon, Vayu, the breath. You know what I'm saying? So our breath, our mind, it's always coming and going. You feel me? And you ain't even, a lot of times it's an involuntary, a somatic kind of thing. You ain't thinking about breathing and your senses and hearing and smelling. You're not thinking about it. It's just happening, right? Deer also travel familiar paths. They like familiarity. Like they continue to tread paths that they've been going on. That's why sometimes they'll stop in their tracks when they see something like, when did a road get here? I've been going up and down these mountains for about the last, I don't know, let's say however long a deer lived. It could be about 12 more than 12 hours, such years. And they get somewhere and be like, hold on, I went back to the old path. I got stuck. It was like when they start putting roads here. So that's, and they, in their brain is going off, like trying to map that thing out when deer get like that. But then as firm as a deer stand in the ground when they kind of like spooked or they got the lights in their eyes, it kind of show like how grounded and earthy you gotta be when you dealing with the moon and the mind and the emotions, understanding that they just gonna come and go, but you stay there, you tear some shit or whatever. Because if a deer sit there, it's tearing that car up, right? So horns on animals point to the hippocampus organ in the brain. The hippocampus organ looks like horns. You dig what I'm saying? It helps with geospatial and navigation and memory. So like our hippocampus organ has shrunk over the last few decades, perhaps, due to GPS systems. You feel me? The ability to put up a route or look for a route on a map. It's like it shrinks your hippocampus, right? But when you drive without using your map, like I used to keep a compass, and I just pick a direction and we go that direction. No map, we just go that direction. See if we can find our way back. Then you start learning how the highways, freeways, and parkways are, the difference between them. You learn what numbers send you north and south, and then what numbers send you east and west. You start learning these things while you're driving on the road that you might not pay attention to if you just get a route and you follow a blue line, right? So hippocampus is about it's like it show the paths that you treat, familiar paths, right, in the brain. Yeah, and memory. So that's what I was saying, like flashbacks. So you might have flashbacks or have memories and want to go and seek out the nostalgia of that. But nostalgia kind of points to mild depression. So you going to seek this joy and fulfillment in this thing that you remember or was once familiar with. And then you might not even get that sense of fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? It's just a memory. You could be running away from something, but if you only know familiar paths, you constantly coming back to that same point, right? Everything come full circle, right? So deer create a musk in their belly buttons, and soma is lord of fragrances and perfumes and herbs and medicine, right? And that musk has a scent. It's like, ooh, the deer itself is enticed and excited and inspired and pulled by that scent, right? And others also smell that scent and are pulled and enticed to locate that deer, right? And they use that musk and fragrances. Now, in relation to soma, the mind and the experience of life, right? This experience that we experience through our minds and our senses, in our body, our soma. If a deer has a musk, they create a musk in the depths of their own waters, which is their belly buttons and their bellies, right? Man and woman also have something deep within there, like it comes from out their bellies, and it gives a perfume and a very fragrant scent. Soma is about elixir of immortality, knowledge itself, and divine inspiration. So deep down, every individual has that musk, the musk of being divinely inspired. You dig what I'm saying? But instead of looking for it outside, like the deer, like, man, what's that smell? I'm looking for that smell. Oh, it's me? And then be like surprised when somebody else looking for him, and then be like, and a deer look and freeze for a second. Like, oh, it was me the whole time. I'm the source of contentment. I'm the source of I am my own source of joy and fulfillment. It's not the thing I'm doing or the thing I'm chasing or the person I'm acquainted with, you know, all along, right up under your nose. So Mrigashira started searching. Searching is ruled by the fickle and restless moon. So, I was saying we find ourselves chasing outer things for a sense of fulfillment, or chasing a lovely scent for some inspiration or an experience, right? It's fast and fleeting. The deer is not realizing that fragrance really comes from within, deep within ourselves, right? And that's how we find that joy and fulfillment. I'm gonna pull up my article or I could just, hold on. Soma Deva, Chandra Deva. It's the elixir and the moon. It is bliss, divine inspiration, medicines, herbs, perfumes, and drugs. Soma is associated with the mind, the somatic system, the endocrine system, right? He aids in health, growth, the hormones. He has influence over cells, the fluids of the body. Moon is the blood in Ayurveda, and it gives condition for so it's like it's kapha, it's lubricating, so it's like it allows the agni and the fires to have a balance and be able to move around, right? Without too much crazy friction. Soma gives us inspiration and teaches language, right? In a way, skill. He is the father to Mercury, who he had with the wife of Jupiter in a kind of like extramarital wedlock affair. So Soma allows us to communicate and express the knowledge or inspiration that we receive. I probably fell asleep trying to get that last point. So what was I'm gonna just try to wing it. But Jupiter is, I guess he was too busy in a war and all of that. He was too busy trying to prove something to the other side, or they fighting doctrines or something like that. It's two gurus fighting a war. They might be fighting through philosophy and stuff like that. But the moon as a planet, as it goes along the ecliptic, is constantly going over stars, and we call that occulting them, right? So the moon is able to pull and really get the moon and the mind senses can go beyond what Jupiter can. What is Jupiter? Jupiter is kind of like external. See what I'm saying? External shows of knowledge and understand. Not necessarily. It's understanding of rituals and the particular way to do things, but because Jupiter has picks with who he teaches, it's kind of like it's just showy. You know what I'm saying? It's and then Jupiter teaches Mercury earthly skills, so it's all practical skills, whereas Venus as a guru teaches inward, very mystical knowledge. Jupiter's his external and kind of practical. Do this, have this principle, and da 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 da. Richest man in Babylon was probably is Jupiter talking to Mercury. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas, can I even think of one? A book on transcendental meditation is Venus talking to Rahu or Ketu. You dig what I'm saying? Or it might be Venus talking to Mercury. So the mind can go beyond what, I guess, institutional knowledge and earthly knowledge can give. It can go beyond that. And that's how he was able to seduce the power of Jupiter. So the power of Jupiter is terror. The mind is able to seduce knowledge and wisdom from out of the environment. And through Mercury is how, okay, you gotta be able to communicate. I know these things, I've discovered these things, right? And the moon is a student of Jupiter. So this was kind of like a foul act he did. He was trying to learn the game from Jupiter, but it's like, okay, he doing this, he doing that, but he ain't getting no further. Because I don't know if they were saying Jupiter has that ability. He can only help with the earthly practical matters. He can help you get some money. Because if you get some money, you'll be able to share, be charitable. Pisces, Jupiter and Pisces, you could share, be charitable, and then you get some money. You're gonna want to expand your mind, so you learn too, and that's Jupiter and Sag, right? So, yeah, power to get joy and fulfillment. Joy. What is joy and fulfillment come from? The basis above or below is diffusion and extension. So you can't be so rigid is what that's saying. Like joy and fulfillment comes where you're not so rigid, but you're flexible. You allow yourself to expand, extend. You let your hippocampus create new memories and experiences, perhaps. But in the same vein, you just keep it light. You just tread light. Be vigilant. Stay on the path, too. Stay on that, we ain't gonna say familiar path, but stay on what feel familiar. Like once you sense danger, all of those things, right? They will also say because some is associated with like intoxication and stuff. It points to escaping or trying to escape, using like different means to escape. I think I got the cards. Yeah, I want to be done. I ain't gonna cap. So the little tarot for this point is 7 of Pentacles, I believe. So 2, 3, 4, cardinal, and then 5, 6, 7 is the fixed deacons. 7 is the last deacon of Taurus. 7 of Pentacles is a Saturn and Taurus. Saturn and Taurus is the planet of transformation, discipline, and a sign or in the field of the resources, what one values, and possessions, right? And material wealth. So 7 of Pentacles say reaping what is sown, perseverance, or lack of vision. Taurus is eyebrows, eyes, face. So Saturn and Taurus probably does have, matter of fact, my parents got Saturn and Taurus, and yeah, you can't see. I'm trying to think of somebody else I know, maybe. But yeah, it say failure in the Thoth deck. It says failure. But Saturn just brings delays. He delays, he don't deny. Unless you deny yourself by not putting in that effort, but you usually gotta put in continued effort. We dealing with Saturn. You know what I'm saying? So, what would I say? I mean, it just sounds like, you reap what you sow. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles this month, right? Full moon in Taurus, this deacon. You reap what you sow, and you reap what you don't sow. So it's like, yeah, you might then, you have flashbacks this month. Everybody having flashbacks. Some of y'all having flashbacks, and then you be beefing with a motherfucker. It's just chill. You reap what you sow, you reap what you don't sow. Even if you haven't reached out to a person, as opposed to like, oh man, but I wasn't being mean or whatever the fuck. everything excuses now. But yeah, you reap that. If you haven't done those actions that you ought to have done, not shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you ought to, you'll reap that too. You know? Yeah, sure, you might eat very good, but you don't work out. Something's gonna atrophy, and you will reap what you didn't sow. Sure, you do work out, but you eat a lot of red meat, and that's not good for your colon long term. So you looking cosmetically, y'all look fit. You feel me? But you will reap what you sow. So, and lack of business, you gotta look forward. So he looking at this sound like, all my stuff growing, is green, it's budding. I got stuff, even little other small joints here. But it's like, man, when's it gonna hurry? I've been there. Like, I've been there, growing herbs, growing plants. Oh, it's amazing once you see it. Cause he kinda impressed, but he getting impatient. He stuck that, he stuck his down, it looked like he stuck the hoe back up in the ground. So like, he just got finished kind of like tending to that jump. But now that nigga like, man, I've been doing this work in this field, Saturn and Taurus. I've been doing this work in this field where I'm gonna see something, you just gotta persevere. Sabian symbol, peacock parading on an ancient lawn is embellishment. Our personal displays of excellence bears testimony to all that went before us, embellishing our life expression. Individuality seeks both maturity of understanding and full substantiation of worth, wisdom, and wealth. That's Taurus. That's Jupiter in Taurus is wisdom and wealth. Gifts inherited and improved upon are shown to be in part the flowering of cultural aspirations and its pride and joy. Gifts inherited and improved upon. Yeah, gifts inherited and improved upon is a note and a nod to ancestors. You dig what I'm saying? Sun going in Moola, root star. That mean chief and foremost of all ancestors, nigga, is the Lord, nigga. Feel me? All them gifts is inherited from the Lord, and we can improve upon that seed that we got from the Lord. You dig? It's like, you guys, I know, like, we all gonna have a certain temperament. You feel me? Like, some things I don't get. I understand, like, you might be in a family and y'all might have a certain karma, and it very well could be like it's stemming from ancestral karma. But it's like some of the propaganda that's out here might cause you to think your karma is bad, but if you don't live like that, because sometimes it ain't all peachy. You might just not have to talk to this person. Oh, let me see in your chart. Okay, you got moon conjunct Saturn. Maybe you do or don't need to hear this, but you and your mom need space. Like, y'all just need space. Y'all need space. You actually shouldn't be around each other. Does that sound bad? Like, oh, it's fucked up. If you take it fucked up, it will be fucked up. But if y'all actually give each other distance and space, it will improve. Y'all be cool, it ain't gonna be great, but you feel me? Wisdom and wealth. Wisdom is just dealing with things, really. It's just being able to deal with things. I have anything else now? All right. Peace.